If you like rants, this is going to be one for you. Let's talk about Twitter stories. I'll be taking a look at this subject in two different ways. One is the user view and one is the company view. But let's start with the user because the user always comes first. So from me, story time. I was exposed to Snapchat because of my friends, and they told me, look, you can now send pictures to your friends and they don't have to worry about having to store that picture because it's gone, and it's an intimate way of sharing your stories. And it was really exciting because at that time we had phones with 16 gigabytes of storage or 32, and we were worried if you just bombard our phones with photos that you will keep so many photos. And that was a cool concept. And the other concept as well is you don't want your friend to save these pictures if they are embarrassing, or you can have fun while you can make it a joke, 1 second snaps and so on, and it stuck. Everyone started to use them, and then I started to use them. A few years later, Instagram saw the popularity of Snapchat, and then they decided to include that feature into their own platform. And for me personally, I liked the transition because I had far more people in Instagram. So the Instagram story became like the more formal story, and the Snapchat stories and snaps became the more, personal. And then stories appeared everywhere. Facebook, the owner of Instagram, decided they want to have stories on Facebook. And then the same happened in WhatsApp. And then the same happened in YouTube. The same happened now on Twitter. Which would make me think, what is the point? What is the point of having stories everywhere? It's no longer special. And I'll tell you why. So let's say I took a picture of my lunch, or a picture of food, or a picture of nature. And I decided, I want to share it as a story. Do I take that same picture and then log into Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and everything and post it like that? One example of this, platforms feeling the same is now Instagram Reels, which is their way of taking into account the popularity of TikTok and incorporating into their own product, which is, I guess, is okay. That there's nothing wrong with that. But then all of a sudden my Instagram app looked different. I didn't ask for this. I use TikTok, but not to that extent where I wanted to take over another app. So the point for the user is, what's the point of having all of these apps if they all do the same? And to be honest, when Instagram introduced stories, I used Snapchat even less. And now there's like 6, 7, 8 different apps with stories, and it loses its meaning, I think. From the company perspective, they do this because the more interaction you have with the app, the more reason you have to stick with the app, the more opportunities they have to monetize you, and the more profitable the company is. And that's the end goal. They're a company in the end and they want to profit, which is, I guess, is fair. But if you do that with every single feature in every single social media platform, it just seems like people will pick and choose. So you don't have a reason to leave Twitter, for example, if Twitter has everything. If it has the news, it has the videos, it has So you'll just eat each other, I guess, and lose that idea. If you introduce a feature and no one uses it, they will be like, I don't want to use this app anymore because it feels different. So I guess marketing-wise, it's a bad thing, but I'll come to why I feel like it's a good thing. And it has to do with demand and targeted ads. One thing that was released recently is the PlayStation 5, and I've been looking all over the place for any place that has stock. I am interested in the PlayStation 5. I'm not looking to buy one right this second, but if I was, it would be impossible. Because everywhere you look, it's gone. And Instagram has recently introduced a tab in the bottom that has shop, at least in the UK. And imagine if you are looking for a product, you're interested in a product, and then they advertise it for you, and then there it is. You can just buy it without searching, because for me, I looked at the availability of the PlayStation 5. I looked at Argos, I looked at Game, I looked at Amazon.com, I looked at everywhere, and it's all sold out. And I sometimes wish there is a centralized place where I can look for all of these devices all at once. And they could introduce that with targeted ads. When you use these social media platforms to understand what you like and what you don't like, instead of getting a random ad about a new refrigerator, you'll get instead an ad for the new iPhone, which is, I guess, good, and then you would know who has what offers and so on. But don't do it too much where all of your content is recommended to you, explored to you, ads between stories, ads between tweets. And they need to find that balance. I'm sorry for the rant, but I feel like if social media platforms push this agenda of, okay, I see Snapchat introduce the messenger. So now you can chat on Snapchat, and you can chat on WhatsApp, and you can chat on Facebook, and you can chat on... So it just gets confusing. And I feel, for the user's perspective, sorry for the rant, for the user's perspective, we want all the apps to be the best at what they're supposed to be, not the best at everything. Stay unique, stay brilliant, stay in your own right without overcomplicated things. Because if we share these stories on 7 different platforms, we just have 7 duplicates of the one amazing thing. And I wish there was a way for us not to get over confused by the cluster of features that we have now in 2020. So that's the rant over, but I just want to take a moment to say, well, thank you for watching, but I just switched my audio. I'm trying something new with the audio, and I don't know if it sounds better or worse. So this is just like a tiny message in the end of the video. Is the audio better? Many people are comment shy, so maybe DM me. You can find a way to talk to me and tell me, is the audio better? I hope you enjoyed the rant. I hope you have a fantastic week. My setup is about to change in maybe a month's time, where I'll be back home, and then I'll have my photographer back, my sister. But yeah, I hope you have a fantastic week. Tell me what you think about stories. I'm sure many of you are annoyed or you memed it. And have a wonderful day.